Hi everyone, I'm Chelsea from health.com, and today we're here with Phoenix Carnevale, a martial artist and trainer at Daily Burn and Equinox.
First thing is you have to warm up, regardless if you're a fighter or you're just at home. So I want you to just pedal your feet out a little bit and then just feel it. Even though you're doing this little bounce, even if you're doing low impact, you don't leave the floor. If you want to do a little higher impact, you can actually get a little air time, get your feet off the floor, but you're basically pedaling your feet. So as you're pedaling your feet, you're going to notice that you might feel some tension in your body and you just want to get rid of it. You know, the tenser you are, the worse your punching is. People think that you have to be angry and tight, but actually you're really loose and you're using your full hip. So as we're warming that up and we're going through that little bounce, I just want you to shuffle your feet forward and back, back to the center, then forward, right? Like we're switching guards, back to the middle. And then again, you'll see fighters, they jump rope a lot. So let's like fake jump rope, right? So even though we're faking it right now, I want you to imagine this sort of circular thing that's happening with your wrist. You feel that?
Yep.
Right? Because you want your wrists and all the joints to be kind of loose and fluid. So we'll just go there. And then if you want to like fake it a little bit, you can always do this, right? Side to side. You see fighters do that. And just keep your feet moving and get your hips going. Back to the center, jump rope. And you should feel like heat through your body. You know, you should feel that you're getting a little breathy, things like that. All right, now it's basic. We're gonna just go for fast feet, a little hip mobility. All right, keep yourself going again, nice, loose, relaxed shoulders. And I'm just getting my ankles ready because if I am gonna kick later on, I want my ankles and my feet to be kind of connected to the floor and ready to twist and turn. All right, guys, now we have to go into hips because like I said, if we're gonna kick, your hips gotta be loose. So come out into a wider stance. And then from here, just sit into your hip. You feel your groin stretch, feel it? Mm-hmm. And then switch, same thing on the other side. Right, same thing here. People who have really, really like tight hips, it's like a very big problem. When your hips are tight, it's usually because they're trying to protect your lower back. And if you sit at a desk and things like that, you're in the same position all the time. So I tell people stretching shouldn't be like a full contact sport. It's sort of like downloading information. It's like, okay, now you can chill. Now you can open. So as we're stretching side to side, just kind of think about that. All right, hang out on one hip, right? Push your hips back. If you feel your knee, make sure you're pushing your hips back and then take your other foot and then lift it up so you feel like calf in the heel. Feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good stretch.
Yeah, it is.
And then we'll switch to the same thing on the other side. And then here, just kind of feel that long line. You'll just feel that stretch. Just sit into it, hold for a couple seconds. 3, 2, 1, let that go. All right, and now this is my absolute favorite stretch. So if you're a runner, even if you're not a fighter, if you're a runner or you hit the treadmill really hard, you need this. So you're gonna bring one foot in front, right? Sit your hips back, okay? So it's almost like a kickstand. You'll feel your foot out. Lift your arms and then swim down. So as you're in this position, you ready? Feel your hamstring?
Yeah.
Good, bring it all the way up and then stretch and open your chest. That's good. Let's do this 4 or 5 more times. 1, release. 2, so that's my calves. This is gonna be my shoulders and my chest. Good. And then like, let's hang out here on the last one and really get that calf to stretch. If you can't touch your toes, just touch your knee, touch your calf, like your hip, right? Anywhere, just to try to get this long line here. 3, 2, 1, and then shake that out, rotate the ankle. And then same thing on the other side. I experience foot pain a lot, like, you know, sometimes I wear my heels. So this really helps with that as well. Pushing the hip back. Arms come up, bring it up, big deep stretch, good. Bring it back down, open it up. Let's do 2 more just like this. Open that up, good. And then the last one, and then bring it down. And again, if you can't touch your toes, you can touch your shin, you can touch your thigh, right? If you can touch your toes, awesome. And then just keep pulling it up so you feel like calf stretch. 3, 2, 1, and then shake it out. All right, so a little mobility warmer. She's like, okay, that was just a warm up. All right, just need to loosen your body up. So we're gonna take a fighter stance. So for you, we'll work on this. I want you to touch your hip bone.
Okay.
Once you feel your hip bone, you know where your feet are supposed to go because if you're off balance in your hips, you have nothing. So we've got to find balance first. So I always put fighting in the analogy of being on a surfboard because you have to be able to control your body no matter what position you move. So if you're right-handed, you guys are gonna be the opposite of us. Just make sure that you take your right and you bring it back. Okay, so you slid directly back right underneath your hip. And now if you look at yourself, what are you giving your opponent? Everything, right? So you want to give them less, so turn slightly sideways, okay? Now your right hand, which is your power hand, is locked, ready, and loaded, right? So you're gonna turn it from behind. Now bring your hands up to your cheek like you're gonna tease a little kid. Right, exactly. So you will never forget that. And then lock it down and bring your chin down, okay? So now if you're looking at yourself, what are you giving your opponent? A lot less. There's a lot less for me to hit. So you're here, and I just want you to sway your hips from side to side, okay? Lots of people think that punching comes from their arms, but it actually comes from your feet to your hips and then through your arms after you use your shoulders. So from here, if you're moving your body, and again, something moving is a lot harder to hit than something that's staying still, so you always want to find motion. And now just kind of step into your feet a little bit and just feel that balance between your hips. Feel it? Mm-hmm. Good. A little bit more fun too, right? So now find your first 2 knuckles and point them out. Good. Tuck your chin, locked, loaded, and ready. Again, so when you bring it back, you want to bring your elbow back in. Bring it out and bring it back in. Lots of people punch with their arm, right? So if you can see your underarm or your armpit, you're not really punching. You're doing some sort of weird, bad breakdancing robot, right? So you want to extend it out and then shoot that elbow back in. Out, shoot it back in. Good. Now we call this the jab, right? You're jabbing forward. And you see, if you turn, you put your body behind it. Good. So I'm just going to, so not leaning too much, try to step on it. Because you lean too much, uppercut, right? So just step on it and rotate from your hip. Boom. There you go. All right, so let's do 4 more of these. And then we'll work on the cross. 3, 2, 1. And now when you throw the cross, watch my back foot. You want to like smush a bug or step on a cigarette, which is a terrible fitness analogy. I apologize. But you understand that the foot has to rotate. So your back hand is going to come straight out. Okay? So your foot rotates, the back hand comes straight out. That's it. And that is the cross. Good. Nice. So why am I so picky on form, even though I know you guys aren't going to try to be professional fighters at home? But it's just because if you punch incorrectly, you wind up with big traps. And this is only sexy to people in Jersey. Not everybody thinks this is cute. So try to move from your waist, right? So let's put it together. Let's give me the 1 and the 2, the jab and the cross. 1, 2, 1, 2. And you see you're using your waist. You feel a little bit more rhythmic because you're stepping with your feet and extending the arms all the way. That's it. That's the basic. Shadow box is one of the first things we do to warm up in fighting. Now, if you guys watch mixed martial arts or martial arts in general, there's also level changes. So I could be from standing position and drop my weight if I want to go for like a wrestling move or double leg takedown or single. So from our fighting stance, let's just drop our weight down. You could dodge a punch or you could shoot in for a double leg. So we're just going to do 12 lunges. Ready? Mm-hmm. All right, so just drop your weight and then come up. A lot different than a traditional lunge. A traditional lunge, my foot would be straight. I'd be driving straight down, but this is here. All right, so just drive down. Give me 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because your legs burn because you're lifting essentially your own body weight. So same thing, we just switch guards, okay? Back foot is up though, so a little different than a regular lunge because we're slightly turned. Hands are in guard and just sit and then come up. Sit and then come up. You're always gonna feel stronger on one side, which is why I do this to you, because you kind of get a little bit more of a body balance having both sides. And this is great for the legs. It's also very good for the glutes. Right, feel that?
Yeah.
3, 2, and 1. Good, guys, shake that out a little bit. Right, that's our drop lunge. Love, one of my favorites. Scapular retraction. So let's go down to the floor for this. If you're the type of person, like me, who hates push-ups and has a hard time with them, this is a very good primary move for it. Your scapula, all this stuff, right? This has to be nice and strong because we box, so we're here. This, again, I said, isn't sexy. So we want to start to rebuild those muscles behind you, especially because when you punch, you have to take your hand and retract it back. So your back muscles have to be very strong. So you feel that?
Yeah.
Okay. So now this is no resistance. Now we're going to use the floor as resistance. So if we come forward, same type of motion here and here. Now this is a little bit easier because our feet are on the ground. And we're going to make it a little bit harder by going to full push-up position and then just drop and then push away from the floor. Let's do this 8 times. Feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like,
so out of breath.
Yes, I feel it. Yeah, and this will kind of make you out of breath. But remember, when you do plank position, same idea. Tuck your butt under a little bit and have your abs help you. Drop and then squeeze your abs up too. Showing that your abs and your shoulders, they're best friends. They've got to work together as a team. That'll keep you stable. 2 more. Last one. All right, you're done with that. I know that you are emotionally also done with that. So let's move on. All right, so from here, we're gonna work on floor kicks. So with a martial artist, and I'll demo it for a second, if I'm gonna throw like a side kick, my butt and my foot have to work together as a team. So this has to be nice and stable. So before I make somebody do that standing, I gotta make sure these muscles are strong, so we do it on the floor. You're gonna bring your leg up. I'm gonna turn to the side so you guys can see what I'm doing. You're gonna bring it up, out to the side, bring it back, and then bring it down. Glute medius or the saddlebag area of the thigh. That's what we're working. So I'm gonna go away from you so you don't kick me. And we'll lift it up, bring it out, bring it back, and bring it down. Now, yes, this is really good for your hips. It's really good if you do throw kicks to have balance and stability. But let's just be vain for a second. It gives you a nice booty. All right? Kicking really helps lean down your legs, make them nice and strong and pretty. And also, one of the first things that happens to the older generation is their hips start to go. So this will keep the muscles surrounding the hip joint really, really toned. Let's do 2 more on this side and then we'll switch. Good. And last one. All right. Now I'm going over to my right leg. It's probably your left leg at home. This leg is terrible, so I have to pay a little extra attention to it. Notice when you do the other side if that happens to you, okay? So we're gonna bring it up, out, back, and down. Your leg is gonna wanna cheat. It's gonna wanna go a little bit behind you. For the sake of this drill, try to bring it exactly out to your side. I've had a lot of great coaches and trainers in my life that have made me drill things like this. Jennifer Santiago being one of my coaches. She makes me stand against the wall and drill these little moves that you think aren't important, but when I have to do a jumping kick or a dynamic kick, this little stuff's so helpful. So this is basically crawling before you walk, and makes sense because we are on the floor like we're gonna crawl, right? Last one, right here. Ah, that burns. Yes?
Yes.
All right, awesome. Wow. Booty work and martial arts stuff. So we're gonna go into how to move off of a kick. So we'll be working from the sumo squat position. So we'll just step out a little, okay? And I just want you to drop your weight slightly and then lean on this leg and lift. All right, so it's a sort of a primer for a kick. We're not even doing the kick yet. It's just about being able to transfer your weight and also keep your hand up. Good. So all I want you to do is like kind of open your back leg up a little bit by turning your back hip. It's gonna feel awkward, but you'll feel more balanced. Right, good. And now bring your heel to your booty. Good, you got it. Okay, she's got good balance. Last 2, nice. Last one, and now let's add the chamber to it. So up, and then extend the kick out. Good, drop, up, extend the kick out. So these are just drills to give you more strength and balance. Last one, good, and then switch.
Okay.
So there is a little internal, external oblique in there. Anytime you have to balance your way up, it's core. That feels pretty good too. All right, foot's rotated because we're gonna bring that leg up and you need the balance there. So drop your weight a little and just focus on bringing that knee up. Now just remember, those of you who like martial arts, there's many types of kick. This would be more like a karate kick because it's chambered. Thai kicks are more of a swing. But these are great drills to give you balance no matter what kick you throw, okay? Beautiful. And now let's add that little chamber. Whoop, and then bring it back down. Whoop, bring it back down. Like I said, my trainer makes me do this 1,000 times. Sometimes I don't want to, but I know that it's helped tremendously. Last 2, beautiful. Last one. All right, relax. Breathe. How do you feel?
Feel good.
Okay.
Sweaty.
Sweaty, yes. All right, so these are things that, like, if you watch it and you're not actually doing them, they appear easy, but since you're using so much body weight, like,
Not
right?
easy.
Exactly, so that's the idea. Now imagine for martial arts, especially MMA, there are 3 5-minute rounds. That's a lot of time to go from up to down and do cardio. So we have to drill things. And one thing that's super important is reaction time. So if I'm your coach and I yell something into the octagon, you gotta do it in a second. You can't be like, what'd you say? I'm sorry, boom, 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 boom. You're getting hit in the meantime. So we're gonna work on a little reaction time drill. I want you to come back into fighting stance, doesn't matter which side, because we'll do both sides. And just start punching. When I say drop, you're just gonna drop to the ground,
Okay.
and then bring your weight back up, okay? All right, we're gonna do this for 30 seconds. Drop. Good, come back up. Good. You don't know what's coming. You just know you have to react, right? Which is just like fighting. There's no rehearsed things. You react whenever something happens to you. Drop. Good. Come right back up. Keep punching. Okay, so this is if somebody went to take you down. You had to sprawl, get out of the way. Drop. Drop. Nice, Chelsea. Good. 10 more seconds. Just keep going. Keep breathing. Drop. Good. Drop. Good. And relax. Good. Shake it out. Whew. Right. Reaction time and speed. Being able to hear and respond. No freezing. That's a big part of martial arts. Okay, let's bring it down for a sec. I'm going to be working on just a basic sit-up. Now, if you do watch mixed martial arts, you understand that a lot of things happen on the ground. And with ground fighting, you have to be able to get yourself up or to bridge yourself up. So we're going to work on a basic bridge. I'm going to turn to the side so you guys can see what I'm doing. You're going to bring on bridge onto one shoulder, push your hips up and bring your arm to the side. Okay? Then switch to the other side. This is a lot of butt work too because you have to squeeze your hips to come up and then bring it over to the side. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. Let's go to our left side first.
Yep.
Okay?
Got it.
So it means your right arm's gonna come up.
Oh, right arm. Okay, cool.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Bridge. Bring it back and switch. Now, if I had a lot more time, I would tell you exactly what this is. But basically, if somebody is on top of you, you are bridging up to get them off. This is wonderful for jiu-jitsu, but really it's a lot about self-defense. It's about using your body mechanics to basically just kind of get somebody off of you. Let's do 3 more. My jiu-jitsu coach, again, doesn't look as exciting as someone like doing a flying arm bar, but he makes me do this a million times because of the mechanics of this will really help. Last 2. Last one on that other side. Good, let that go. Great job. Just breathe. Take a second. All right, now we did a lot of our floor work, but we need to have balance when we're standing. So let's do a balancing drill. So in Thai boxing or MMA, kicking, a lot of the times the way you block a kick is with your own leg. So this will hurt a little bit, so I don't want to, I just want to show you one thing so you can understand. We condition our shins in a process called cortical remodeling, which is basically when you hit something so many times that the bone grows back and it becomes like stone. So sometimes I'll get a manicure or a pedicure and they're like, your shin is so hard. And I'm like, yay, thanks. They're like, that wasn't a compliment. Because you have to harden these muscles. So if you were to kick, I want you to try to kick at my leg, all right, with
This
your
leg?
back foot. Kick at my leg. We would block it with our shin, okay? So do it again. You block it with your shin. Now, it takes a lot of balance for me to be able to lift this leg and hold onto this leg as you're trying to go really hard at me. So I want you to just focus on coming back to your fighting stance, and we're gonna check kicks 8 on the left and 8 on the right. Bring it slightly out. Not all the way out because I lose my balance, okay? Just slightly out at 45-degree on the side, okay? Right, so bring it out to the side. Think like a dog in a fire hydrant a little bit. Yeah, you got it. Horrible analogy, but you won't forget it. All right, here we go, let's do 8. 8, bring it back down. 7, bring it back down. 6, back down. 5, good, and see if you can keep your hands up too. 4, yep. 3, nice. 2, good. And 1, good. And let's do the same thing with the back leg. So with the back leg, you're just gonna pick it up and bring it back down. Okay, here we go, 8, nice. So it's not up like a kick, it's just more like doop, straight up, nice and strong. Still using your butt, still your butt.
Yeah.
Okay, 5, good. 4, looks good. 3, 2, and 1. Good, shake that out. All right, guys, let's cool it down. Let's stretch it out. All right, you got the idea. Balance, strength, cardio, agility, mobility, all that type of stuff. Now let's just chill it out. So take a deep breath in. Good, and then release it. Let's do that one more time. It is also, martial arts is very much about calming the mind and that sort of Zen thing. So fighting is a very, very small percentage of it. Last one. Good. And then place your hands behind your back, right? Open up your chest. When these muscles are tight, they constrict us, right? And make bad posture, but also bad breathing. So as you breathe and exhale, you'll feel those muscles sort of lengthen. You can take in deeper breaths. And then bend your knees slightly and then come forward, release the shoulders a little bit. 3, 2, 1, bring the hands down. Nice, bend the knees, roll up. Good, and place your hands right above your butt. Separate your feet, and you're gonna lean back like the Matrix. Right? Push your hips forward, and then Matrix it back. There you go. Nice. Soft knees again, and then just kind of sway. It'll release your lower back a little bit. Okay. We're gonna do a quad stretch. You can grab a wall or a friend or whatever, right, if you need balance, but take one leg, soften the standing leg. Okay, so you feel a slight bend to your knee, but you're stable, and then grab, right? Squeeze your butt, push your hip forward. Feel your quad stretch? Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a great stretch, awesome stretch. 3, 2, 1, and then take that same leg, place it on top, and again, you can grab a wall, okay, and then just like sit into it, feel that? Good, it's a hip flexor stretch. Right. 3, 2, 1. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Work on the quad stretch, grab it, bend the knee, push the hip forward. Feel that quad stretch again. That's that long line from your knee up into your hip. 3, 2, 1, and then place that foot on top, sit down into it. Feel the hip and the glute. 3, 2, 1. Shake them suckers out, and you're done. Thanks, Chelsea.
Awesome.